is just to keep our rates low. So in closing, I'm going to ask you to vote for me and know that I will represent you well, and I love Klickitat County, I love our citizens, and I will do what's right for all of us. Thank you.
Okay, I believe that finishes this group of candidates. If you vacate the stage. Is there any candidates for the district court positions in attendance? Okay, so the stage is vacated. We'll move on with the legislative districts, positions 1 and 2. If those candidates will take the stage, please. We're going to start with legislative district position 1 with Norm Johnson, please.
Thank you very much. I'd like to tell you, first of all, what an honor it is to serve the people from Klickitat, Skamania, and Clark counties east. As you know, 2 years ago we were redistricted, and I think that was a shock to all of you as well as to us, because we went from the smallest rural district in the state of Washington, I believe, to the 3rd largest district, starting at the top of White Pass, coming down to Yakima, and all of Yakima County west of Highway 97, all of Klickitat, all of Skamania, and East Clark County. So it's been a real learning experience for Senator King and Representative Ross and myself in learning the problems that face the counties that we had not represented before. A little bit about myself. It's always kind of enjoyable to come to Bickleton. My kids, we have 5 sons. Their grandparents farmed here, Virgil and Inez Fazell. And so we were up here many times for weddings, funerals, 50th wedding anniversaries, what have you, right here in this building and in the church down the street. My background was in municipal government. I served on the town council in Mapton, where we lived for 11 and a half years. I served on the Topney City Council for 20 years, and I served on the Yakima City Council for 3 years when Mrs. Skinner had to retire because of her ill health, and I was the one who was elected to replace her. So I do have a background in government and in education. In Olympia, I serve on 5 standing committees. I serve on the Rules Committee, on the Transportation Committee, on Community Development, Housing, and Tribal Affairs. That's all one committee. I serve on Higher Education, and recently, when a vacancy occurred on the K-12 Education Committee, the Speaker and the Minority Leader asked me if I would fill that term also. In addition, I serve on a committee called an Executive Committee on Aging and Disabilities. I don't know if my age has something to do with that or not, but anyway, I serve on that committee, and I also served along with Senator King on the committee for RHCs, the Rehabilitation Habitation Centers, like the school that we have in Sela, where we have the most infirmed of the disabled are there, and in Buckley and at Medical Lake. I really have felt, and I felt this the first time I ran, that my charge was to, number 1, was to take care of the most vulnerable. Number 2 was public safety. And number 3 was the education of our youth. And also I've added to that is jobs. Because as you know, when we had the economic downturn a few years back, many people, particularly a lot of our younger people, went without jobs. So that has been an effort that I have tried to also add to my plate. And anyway, as I have said so many times, I feel that those are the things that are most important to the people of the state of Washington. And again, I want to tell you what a privilege it is to serve you, the people of the 14th District. Thank you.
Well, I hope that's not an omen right there. My name is Michael Scott Brumback. Please call me Scott. I go by my middle name, so I just wanted to let you know that if I introduce myself, I go by Scott. Who am I? Since I'm a new guy running against Norm, who, by the way, I honor as a good man and a public servant. And I sincerely say that. He is a good man, and we've had a good campaign so far. I'm 53 years old. I'm married, and I have 3 children. I'm a small business owner. I have a law firm in Yakima, Washington, Union Gap. I have 12 to 15 employees, depending on how business is. We have health plans, retirement plans, and so forth. I've been doing that for 14 years as a partner, a business owner. And I think that's very important because I think that state government needs a business approach. Okay? I'm a former deputy prosecutor in Yakima County. I'm a former assistant city attorney in the city of Yakima. I'm a former Yakima District Court Judge Pro Tem. I am a veteran. I have over 28 years in the United States Army. First enlisted for 10 years and ended with the rank of Staff Sergeant, Tank Commander, a leader. I was also in the Washington Army National Guard, fought fires here in the state of Washington. In 1997, decided I'd use my law degree in the Army, and I've been a JAG officer since 1997. I'm a major now. I'm still in the United States Army Reserve. I've served over at Joint Base Lewis McChord. I currently work at NORAD Northcom at Peterson Air Force Base part-time. I have to tell you, I enjoy it very much, and I can't go into it right now, but there are a lot of things that, dealing with my role as a JAG attorney, I think that have application to the state of Washington emergency management situations. I know that there's some law enforcement folks in here that deal with the National Response Plan and disasters and so forth, and that's my focus over there at Northcom. I'm a life member of the VFW. I'm a life member of the NRA. I'm a life member of Oath Keepers. And some of you may have heard of Oath Keepers, but on August 15th, 1979, when Jimmy Carter was president, I raised my hand and I took an oath to support and defend the Constitution, and you better believe it, I haven't forgotten. And it's my intention when if I'm so elected, that my focus will be constitutional integrity in the state of Washington. I'm also a member of the American Legion. And one of the things about being an oath keeper, being a prosecutor, being a judge, being a service member in the Army, oaths, all right? I've been in as a prosecutor. I've seen how the law runs counter to the Constitution. I've seen how domestic violence is labeled as a crime for all sorts of crimes that have nothing to do with violence. I prosecuted a case, or I had a case come before me one time. 2 gentlemen were in an argument. No physical contact. One put his hand through a screen door, $10 screen. Domestic violence, malicious mischief, 3rd degree. The judge told me he was going to lose his right to bear arms. That's wrong. That's wrong. So what did I do? I worked out a situation called bail forfeiture so that that man would not lose his constitutional rights. I want to fight against it. I'm a very staunch proponent of the Second Amendment. You will find no one stronger. Ed Murray, the former senator who is now the mayor of Seattle, proposed legislation where the sheriff would come into your homes and inspect your homes to see that your so-called assault weapons were safely secured. That is unconstitutional. Okay? Fiscal responsibility as a business owner, low taxes. Pensions are a big deal. I can go into that if anybody wants to ask questions about it. They're severely underfunded. Education and the clear decision. Jobs. Property rights. But finally, if you have questions, I think collectively the knowledge out there amongst the people is profound. We just need to know it. Thank you.
Legislative position 2, we'll start with Gina McCabe.
Hi, my name is Gina McCabe, and I'm running for House of Representatives. And I've lived in Goldendale over 30 years, and I'm excited to be here. So thank you. Testing 1, 2. Am I loud enough? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay. I am very excited about running for this position.
You're down to 2 minutes.
Okay, I've grown up in Goldendale, Washington, and it's been 34 years since they've had a legislator from Bickleton County down in the gorge for this position. So I'm very excited to be running, very blessed to be running, and I thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak today and for putting this forum on for us. I know that we all appreciate that. What I understand this job to be is to listen to you and take that message to the legislature and to the Capitol and fight for you. So I've been listening, and what I'm hearing is, I'll give you a few examples of the things I'm hearing. And what I've been able to do was to put together a binder and to put areas that I keep facing when I'm on the campaign trail, and to take notes and gather cards and information. So, for example, this morning I went to 11 wineries. So it's 9 o'clock this morning, and I didn't drink anything. I know. You're still here. No, I didn't. I went to the tasting room, but I didn't taste. But I wanted to see what the issues that the wineries have up and down the gorge are. So I went to 11 wineries, met them, and got to go through their plan, and they're all harvesting right now, so it's very exciting. I've toured cherry plants and factories up in Yakima. I've been in Yakima numerous days a week, and I just had to buy new tires. My dad just bought new tires for our company vehicle because we wore them out since April. This is my dream job. I spent all of my education and my career training for this job. I have a bachelor's degree from University of Washington, associate degree from Clark College, went to law school, decided that wasn't for me. It's for people like Kate. And I'm a certified hotel administrator. So what that means is I run Quality Inn and Suites. I've been in business over 25 years, and our family started companies 40 years ago plus, and my sister and I run them with my parents retiring off in the motorhome most of the time, but not during the campaign because it's now motorhome/campaign headquarters. So hopefully when it's over they'll be able to leave again. But it's really important for us. We feel like that business and agriculture are the backbone of the communities, and that we need to give back to the community for people who come to our businesses. So if you've been at Quality Inn and Suite or Chevron, anything like that Highway 97 exit, then we thank you for doing that. And we're going to work really hard to keep the taxes down for you in Washington State, and regulations down, because we feel like we do know how to run our businesses without the government stepping in and telling us that we need to give them money, excessive amounts of money in order to, because we're struggling to stay in business. The economy changed, and we know how great it is to meet a payroll. You know, I've done that for over 25 years. I know how great it is to hand an employee a paycheck and have them take it home and feed their family and to pay rent with it. So it's really important that we encourage economic development. I'm hoping to serve on the Power/Economic Development Committee of the legislature. just because that's something that we've had a lot in our family and we're very appreciative of. Let's see, education, people asking a lot about education in Clary. We don't have a choice to fund it or not, although there's some new case law that might be coming out to challenge that, to see if they have the right and what does fully fund mean. I do think education is extremely important to all of us, and it's because the education that we give our kids determines our future. I've been a coach 20 years at Bickleton High School, and it's very important that we stay up with technology and we give the kids all the tools that they need to be successful out in Washington State when they get jobs. I think they should get jobs at a younger age, so that'll be something I'm looking at. My husband pulled Rye at 12, talked to Kimmy earlier about that, and it's really important that you give kids skills so that they can go out in the workforce. Seriously?
No. He's going to have a minute and a half.
I will talk faster. That's scared me. I just had the privilege of speaking on the aging and disability legislative forum at Clark College, because really the district does go from Clark County all the way to Natchez, and I've driven it numerous times. And I got to talk about a panel of people who were interested in our aging population and how they're growing and they're getting older, and how are we going to handle that. It's really true, and I believe it's 100%, the civilizations are based and judged on how we care for our elderly. So it's really important that we pay attention to that. I got to care for my grandmother in her Alzheimer's days, and it was a gift. And it's really important that we have the integrity and take care of people who need help with this. Other than that, I'd love to put you in my binder if you have an opinion on public safety or agriculture, just as a contact, so that if a bill does come across our desk, I can say, hey, this is somebody that I believe could help me out. Because I don't have all the answers. I'm here to serve you. I humbly ask for your vote. My name is Jean Gray. Thank you.
Good evening, and I'm glad to be in Bickleton. I truly am. But I'm glad that I came overland, not through Rock Creek. Danny, I'm here. My name is Paul George, and I'm running for position 2 for the legislature. And I want to be seeking and working really hard to be the first Democrat to represent the 14th legislative district in the legislature in about 20 years. And the reason I'm running is because there's an open seat. The current, Charles Ross, the current holder of the seat, decided to run for the auditor's job, leaving the seat open and giving the Yakima County Democrats, of which I've been a longtime member, an opportunity to run for an open seat. We've tried, and we have a rejuvenated Democratic Party in Yakima County. We've tried several times to run against seated Democrats and came in second. When this opportunity came, we're all in, as they say in Texas Hold'em. We're all in for this seat. Now, let me tell you a little bit about me. My background is business management. I'm a long-time journalist, and I got into politics quite by accident, because when I was working for the paper, the Yakima Herald Republic, there was a move afoot to build a racetrack there at the fairgrounds. And because I covered all those meetings with the Racing Commission, that's how I got into the horse racing business, because I spent most of my career in the pari-mutuel racing industry. And I got there because I covered horse racing in Yakima. Now I've been the mayor of Yakima. I was elected to council, and I served for 4 years. The last 2 as mayor, the first 2 as the assistant mayor. And during my career on the council, I served when the city of Yakima changed government. The council form, a commission form of government, the city manager form of government, which is what we now enjoy 50-something years later. My theme for this race is that the 14th legislative district needs a seat at the table in Olympia within the heavily Democratic administration. I believe in that. We need a seat at the table where all the major issues are debated, and I want to be part of that. If I'm elected, and I'm working hard to do this, if I'm elected, I really want to serve on the capital budget committee, because there was no capital budget last time. I want to serve on the transportation committee if I can get there, because we need a comprehensive transportation budget, particularly in eastern Washington. I also support, and one of the themes, one of the issues here that I want to explore is, how much time is that?
1 minute.
1 minute?
1 minute, is the hospital here. I want, the Affordable Care Act has saved Clickitat Hospital. It has saved Skyline Hospital because the Affordable Care Act has allowed those two hospitals to pay less in charity cases. I'm going to work on that. We need 2 healthy hospitals, and if I get elected, I'm going to work on that thing because nothing is more important than health. Thank you.
As these candidates are leaving the stage, we're going to take about a 10-15 minute break. Any of you that have any questions that you have not